Chapter 1. 5,000 feet below my position, the city of Lovey burned. Pillars of flame boiled unchecked into the sky from the once white towers of the Rivalan royal palace. Muzzle flash from artillery lit up the streets in waves of twinkling lights, the rolling boom of mortars reduced to pops and bangs by distance. The simmering carcass of Ilia's defeated flagship, the Sol Invictus, still smoldered where it had fallen. Its Magitech engines belched clouds of toxic smoke into the haze that hung over the city like a mourner's veil. Ilian airships encircled the walls, raining death down on the rebels fighting house to house in the streets. We were right on time.
Second Fleet is in position. All commanders reporting in.
Suri's voice, as calm and disciplined as always, purred over the group audio link.
Wind holding steady. No signs of interception. Ilian airwave traffic is going crazy now. The ground forces have rolled in. Waiting for your signal, Chief.
A mixture of ash and snow slithered over the smooth face of my helmet, my armor, and over the scales of my dragon, as Karalti glided toward those burning city walls. Behind us, another 200 dragons trailed us in the gloom. White, blue, green, and silver, they flew behind us in disciplined, arrow-shaped formations. We're closing on the city now. Get Rutha on the radio. Tell Ilia their reinforcements are arriving T-minus 5 minutes from the Eastern Front. I squeezed the grips of Karalti's saddle, venting the pre-combat tension through my hands.
10-4, stay on the line. All officers copy.
Suri muted herself, no doubt to start the flooding of hijacked Ilian communications channels. Those channels were magical in nature, spell-based radios pioneered by Rutha of Vasto, the former court sorceress of Ilia. Rutha was now on our side, currently in the belly of the Second Fleet capital ship, where she was coordinating the hacking of those same channels. A giddy feeling built inside me as I focused on our distant target, the 300 or so warships encircling Lovey. As we came within spotting range, my dragon spat a small gout of white fire into the air, a signal to the flights behind us, then backwinged over like a hunting swallow with split turn. Supernaturally nimble, Karalti pulled above and slightly behind her brothers and sisters. The fire and our change of position was the cue for the officers leading each color-sorted wing. As one, they put dragon horn trumpets to their lips. An eerie, mournful chorus wailed across the battlefield, the battery played by the Knights of St. Gregory to announce incoming reinforcements.
Look, Hector! They're rushing to the decks!
Karalti's entire back flexed as she strove up into the thin, frigid air. From underneath, she was invisible against the dark sky. Kneeling up, I grasped the saddle straps and bent over her shoulder to look, weaving my head like an eagle to zoom in on the distant Ilian ships. Sure enough, small knots of soldiers had formed, soldiers with telescopes, gesturing to their comrades. Some of the soldiers cheered, throwing their arms up in victory. Others rushed off to report the good news below decks. The Dragon Knights were here. Victory was certain. I smiled thinly. It sure is. Get into range. Suri, Gar, advise the captains to start moving. All 4 commanders of what had been Ilia's greatest weapon, the dragons of the Eyrie, flew towards their old banners like a flight of arrows, bugling war cries. Even knowing the dragons were now hive-bonded to their queen, my queen, a lump of doubt rose in my throat. The Knights of St. Gregory had been ordered to betray their own nation, their own ruler, and there was still a tiny chance that all 204 of them would somehow break that tentative instinctual loyalty to Karalti and side with their former masters. But as we watched, the formations took their planned routes, heading for the Ilian command vessels. My chest swelled as the Rose 1 and Silver 2 wings, led by Skira Tonghe on Kivrak and Skir Delmont on Ishoteth, closed in to either side of the Ilian capital ship. Rose 1 and Silver 2 in position, green and blue following in, I broadcast over the VC. We're lining up, and then it's hammer time.
Yeah, payback is gonna be awesome.
Karalti, now nearly 100 feet of sleek muscle and aerodynamic black opal scales, tilted her wings and pulled herself into a parabolic dive, intentionally stalling, swinging her legs forward and arching her spine.
Hold on to your panties, Hector. We're going down!
Hey, that's my line! The air drove from my lungs as Karalti plunged almost vertically from the sky. Gravity crushed me down and smeared me back like the hand of God himself. The wind ripped at my body, every seam in my suit and every port in my helmet shrieking musically as the mingled smells of sulfur, slagged metal, and ozone forced in. I clung to the saddle grips with hands and feet, laughing until my voice broke. The pre-combat high was so intense my hands and feet felt hot.
10 seconds. 5.
Karalti plummeted, wings tightly folded to her body. Faster and faster, until she suddenly twisted into a swift horizontal glide toward the Ilian fleet. The ships had taken their typical formations around the dragons, spacing out to give the nimbler flyers room to maneuver between aircraft. We had been counting on them doing that exact thing, dividing the herd. "Go, go, go!" I yelled over the VC, bracing myself in preparation to leap. "Get in there and start slamming!"
Yeah!
Karalti banked and yawed, zooming over one of the confused rearguard destroyers. Her jaws gaped, and a wordless, rumbling roar boomed through the air as she engaged a special organ in her throat. A sound suddenly overlaid with a second brilliant, piercing note that burst through the airships like a lance of pure sound.
Yeah. Oh, wow. We are live.
Nice job, folks.
This is Soundbooth Theater Live, and those two just killed it.
Soundbooth.
On an excerpt
Thank
from
you.
Chapter 1 of Archemi Online Book 7.
Yeah, Book 7.
That is,
Sneak
what's the name
peek.
of that one?
Do we know yet? I don't even know if we know that. Maybe James knows that. But it's Book 7, and it's not out yet. That's a sneak peek. Available only to James's most favored people. So there you go.
Which is you.
Nice.
All of you at home.
Yeah. So as you guys can see, we are doing crazy special effects that makes it look like Justin is in my office.
Optical illusion.
Yeah.
We've embraced AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. It's actually not even Justin. This is an AI of Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see? Look. You can tell he's AI. But, we figured we wanted to try this new technology. There's lots of different applications for AI right now, and I think this is probably one of the most fair and useful applications that we could think of.
Complete human.
We're just going to replace Justin eventually.
Yeah.
Bit by bit.
That's the goal of Soundbooth Theater. That's what we're working towards. We don't care about story.
Yeah.
We don't care about entertainment. We don't care about, deepening people's understanding of themselves through fiction. Do you mind?
Good
The ship of
God.
Theseus.
The AI is just like Justin. It's crazy.
Wow.
Only Justin would care that I'm emptying my nose in front of all of you.
It's funny, we're both sick.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could hear it in the narration there. It was like felt like Peter Parker. I don't know why.
We got it from each other.
I feel like it's a Peter Parker thing.
So, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. Today we are all together in, let's see, Sin is in the SBT HQ with Ryan right now.
They said,
Justin is here. I'm just kidding. He's not actually an AI.
I'm not actually AI, you guys. We had you.
We had you.
Oh,
We got you.
sneaky.
We are all here for Planet Comic-Con here in Kansas City. So if you haven't already been to Planet Comic-Con, or if you have and you know how fun it is, you should come hang
God's getting a little
outside
heavy.
the studio. Sin said. So yeah, if you haven't been, or if you have and you really liked it, you should come hang out because we have our own booth here this weekend. We'll be selling DCC books on tape, as well as all the rest of them that we have available, even ones that we haven't technically released yet.
What?
We haven't released them on the website, but you can get them here.
What?
That's correct.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So come visit us if you're in the Midwest, anywhere near Kansas City. It'll be worth it. It's a giant con. I mean, I think
That's big.
60,000 is what the usual size is, and our convention center is nice and big, so it's gonna be a good time. Come hang out with us. But yeah, back at the Soundbooth Theater lives. Let's see. My last one was I was in Seattle, I guess. Was that last week or the week before? That was last week.
That was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Holy crap. Time is flying by, and we have more SBTLs to do. So what do we say we get to the news?
The news. It's time for the news.
The news.
All right. Do you want to do new releases? Or do you want to...
I'll do new releases.
Okay.
Yeah.
So LitRPG Con, the 3-day general admission passes are still available. Be among the first to experience this one-of-a-kind event. Yeah, I'm reading a script. But yeah, this is LitRPG Con, guys. This is something that we've been kind of talking about for years. I think everyone in the community has been kind of wishing that we had something specific to LitRPG Con, LitRPG to go to and celebrate the genre in and of itself, and we finally got it done. So as you can see, we have an amazing long list of the biggest names in LitRPG that are going to be guests. There's me. I'm not going to die. I'm not dead. It's okay. The black and white photo's safe.
Remember Jeff Hayes.
Yep, it's okay. Yes, we have James Hunter. Is Dakota coming? Did we see him? Haylock Jobson, of course, Matt Denneman. We saw Travis Baldry there. Alaron Kong's coming. Benjamin Correa. There's Dakota. There he is. Jonathan McClain is coming. Fuck yes. Guys, this is going to be an insanely awesome event. Oh, one of my favorite people in the world, Brian J. Norton's going to be there. As you can see, this is Andy. Of course, Andy's going to be there. You guys, there is no way you can miss this con if you are a LitRPG fan. Dan Shinhofen.
Shirtaloon.
Travis.
Shani Snowball.
Yes. Yep. Eric Oogland. Guys.
Stacked.
Go buy tickets.
You guys.
They're gonna be gone. Yes, James Baldwin is also on that list of guests.
Yes, there he is.
And these are the panelists. Yes, sir. We will have panels in the morning, and then during the day, during the afternoon, we're going to be having games. You'll be able to play games with each other and with some of your favorite creators, as many of us have volunteered to play many of these games. So you guys, look at Annie, look at your picture. That's
stunner.
Just a stunner.
Stunning.
Yeah, everybody's going to be very disappointed.
We need to stop scrolling before we get to my really old photo. Can we just cut the scroll here?
Oh, we have to find it.
That's
Scroll faster.
Now we really
Scroll faster.
Oh yeah, we need to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't make the cut. It's better that way anyways.
Yeah, right. Hold on. No, you were in here.
Where are you?
You gotta be on
This
here.
This works to my advantage, actually.
we need to find the youngest
It's so old we
picture
can't
of
find
Ryan that we can possibly find. Okay, so yeah, if you haven't yet, there's you can get a ticket. I think we still have rooms available. Is that right? Or have we run out? I heard that we were close to running out of rooms.
There he is.
You're deviating from the script,
Okay.
Jeff.
Okay. Well, anyway, LitRPG Con vendor hall applications are open.
Baby Ryan.
So if you are a vendor,
There he
if
is.
you are a regular at cons and you think that you can
Just a little
you can unload some of your wares onto the LitRPG audience, then definitely come and go to the LitRPG Con website, litrpgcon.com, and fill out an application. Let's see if you can make it to the vendor hall for our con.
Lori!
If you're an author, publisher, narrator, or artist, you can be among the first to share your work.
Lori's coming to America?
Lori's coming to America.
Yes, she is. Yeah.
Yes.
Applications close April 4th. So you only have, a couple weeks left?
April 4th be with you.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't already, go buy your ticket. It's only $100 and get the rooms. I don't know what the rooms are at right now.
Wait, like $100 for the whole weekend?
For the whole weekend.
That's like $30 a day.
$30 a day.
Wow.
Dang.
What a steal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Too generous.
Yep. So go sign up, guys, or if you know other LitRPG people, LitRPG fans who haven't signed up, don't stop bothering them. Twist their nipples. Make them do it. Wow. Yeah.
That's how we do things. That's how we get what we want at Soundbooth Theater. All of our negotiations start and end with nipple twisting. So, new releases. Well, I'm very, very excited to announce the release of a very special project that is close and dear to my heart. It is a cinematic adaptation of Fugitive Status, an Archemi Online novella written by, of course, James Osiris Baldwin, who he's in the green room right now, and
smoking his pipe.
He's smoking his pipe of the best weed around.
Is it the halfling's weed?
The halfling weed, yeah. No, this is a project. It's been in the works for a long time. This is, I think, my first official cinematic audio with Soundbooth.
I would argue that your other Archemis kind of, they qualify.
They tease at cinematic.
You've done some pretty elaborate stuff. In that series. This
is the most elaborate. This is a full hour of full sound effects, full music, full cast. It features I'm narrating it as Hector, obviously, but we've got Lori, Catherine Winkle, as well as we've got Jessica Threet, we've got Jack Fields making his debut. We of course have the incomparable Ryan H. Reed. See, I remembered a word besides memorable.
The memorable Ryan H. Reed.
Oh, that was brutal. Yeah. So Ryan's in there too. He does a fantastic performance, and of course we have Dory Sachs makes an appearance as well as a couple characters, and then we have Jeff Hayes as Cutthroat. You know and love him as the angry murderer.
I'm not listed in the cast.
Yeah, but you are in
because you were less memorable.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, we took you out. We replaced you with AI.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, see, it's a little war. It's like a fun little war we have going on.
If you listen closely, you'll hear a tiny little, "My name's Jeff."
Yeah. Every time Cutthroat growls, we've highly enhanced it with effects and dehumanization process. Yeah, so it is $2.99. It is available on Soundbooth Theater Direct.
God.
Oh my God.
We're trying to do the news, God.
You're glitching. God's glitching. Wait.
God's glitching?
How can God glitch? How's that even possible? Yes, so it is available on Soundbooth SBT Direct, $2.99. I mean, what a steal. Go pick it up. And I believe that James might have something going on for his patrons and people who subscribe to his newsletter. So if you want maybe a special situation, maybe go check out James's newsletter.
It's you get I'll tell. It's you get this and a happy ending. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's if you get it through the newsletter. Yeah.
This is a good time to say that this is an 18+ show.
Also, could we get any more details on the happy ending?
Yeah, I want to hear the legalese
All
on
right.
that one. Like, how happy an ending?
It's a happy ending sponsored by Bad Dragon.
Sign me up.
I should probably say that this novella takes place between books 1 and book 2, so there will be kind of some spoilers. But I don't know. Personally, I think that this could be like a good entry point into Archemi Online. If you haven't actually listened to book 1 yet and you're kind of curious about it, you can check this one out and kind of treat it like the whole Star Wars prequels thing, where, you know, you got what's happening after comes, you know, before what happened before. I think that's the most eloquent way I could have worded that. Yeah. All right. Moving on in new releases, we have speaking of cinematic audios, the first episode of When Life Gives You Legends out on our app. And this is a really, really cool project. And I guess, Jeff, you were probably the person most closely involved with this one.
Between all of us, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I think so. It is written by Luna Ryder. We did a Kickstarter for this thing, so we got it funded and we delivered it to our backers already. There's going to be 3 more episodes. This entire thing was narrated by Dory Sachs, first of all, who is using who's changed her voice for this character. Dory's trying something different and trying to embody kind of like an older character who's still like a halfling. So it's a new take for Dory and her narration, but also the rest of the cast does a great job. And this one is actually being, first of all, the adaptation was done by Emily Labus-Royce, our CMO, and she did a really great job of taking it from an audiobook to an actual audio drama in a way that really makes it a completely different experience. But also, it's been directed by our lead composer, Aaron J. Morton. Now, Aaron has done all the music. He has directed the sound effects, and he's done a lot of voices as well in this.
And those are great.
Piece. They are great. He plays an awesome, like, kind of orc teenager.
Yes.
And he sounds hilarious.
Yes. That and Tulip are my 2 favorite characters.
Yeah. So definitely give this a shot if you guys are interested in kind of like a cozy fantasy feel. When Life Gives You Legends by Luna Ryder. And we have a new episode every week, right?
Yeah,
so
Thursdays.
Episode 2 is tomorrow.
That's right.
So jump in, get the first episode for free if you like it. You can actually buy the entire series at once. What's the buy series price? And what are we selling each episode for? Do we know?
We don't know yet.
Click buy series and see, and then go to your cart.
Oh. Wow.
Your cart is currently empty. We can't have that.
Glitchy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, are you not logged in?
Jacob!
Oh, there we go.
Okay, let's see. Okay, no, there we go. Okay, all right. Well, while that is happening, I will issue a warning.
Oh,
you already have it.
Yeah, damn
That's why. Yeah. I got to issue a warning. The theme music for When Life Gives You Legends is incredibly catchy.
Yep.
And it has gotten stuck. I heard like a snippet of it, and it is still stuck in my head. Yeah, just like a brief little glimpse of it.
It's even stuck in God's head.
Yeah, it's stuck in God's head, so that's a good sign too. So definitely check that one out. And lastly, we have Blood Mercenaries Book 3 Frostbane by Ben Wolf. That is going to be coming to SBT Direct on April 1st. This is not a joke. This is not a fool. It is not a prank. Brian, this is your baby. Why don't you tell the people about this? What do you got going?
This will be the final installment of 4 books. So it's book 3, but we did the Origins book, which is book 0. So there's book 0, 1, 2, and 3, and this is the 3rd one, the final of the series. And it's been such a blast. This is the one I got to do the Yorkshire accent in for the entire narration. So we had a blast doing it. Yeah. And we also have Ben here this weekend. So
you should go get him. You should go get him for later.
Yeah.
You know, we have James on. We might as well like question him a little bit about the AIT script and how that's going. You know, so
yeah. Actually, we have him deep in work, sizzling up some steaks for us for after.
Oh yeah. Hey, events. There's things happening? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, I think we already said that one.
Yeah.
Planet Comic-Con. Okay, well, we'll talk about it here. There's going to be lots of great people, really cool, fascinating individuals at Planet Comic-Con, including Ryan H. Reed, Jeff Hayes, Justin Thomas James, Sin Vasquez. That's all you need. That's all you need to see. Ben Wolf, Carice. Oh my gosh. Carice.
That's amazing.
Carice Crow.
Crow. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can think.
Don't worry about Andy Serkis or Jonathan Rhys Davies.
No.
Those are some second tier people.
Yeah. They're great. They're great too. They're
awesome. Oh
yeah.
This is a really stacked plan. If you guys look, Vincent D'Onofrio is going to be here.
David Tennant.
Yeah, dude, this is a ridiculous.
Catherine Tate. A puppet? A Muppet? Oh.
Sin said, "I'm not the talent though." Yeah, but you are a super famous YouTuber. So
you are.
Uber famous.
Uber. Oh, Dora.
God, damn.
Dora the Explorer's here.
And James said, "I'm sad I couldn't get a vendor table, or else I would be there." But James, you could have just shared ours.
You can come with us.
Have some room.
Next time. Cool beans. And what's the notable upcoming SBTL content? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, this is the last piece of news, and then we're going to move on to, I think, the interview portion. But, yes, so a couple weeks back, we released Magical Girl Crystal Genocide. Have you had a chance to check it out? If you have, please leave a comment. And if you haven't, please check it out.
Give
if you're
yourself
interested.
a lobotomy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You guys, do you want to talk about the pre-sales for Prophecy Approved Companion, or is that not newsworthy?
Oh my gosh, of course it's newsworthy. How is it not in the news?
It's gonna happen on the 21st.
21st is when the pre-order goes up?
Pre-order goes up. That's what I understand.
Yes, it is. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
On Friday, yes.
Pre-order goes up on Friday.
Yes.
And I don't know if you've read the
Audible.
other two. This is a great series. I'm really proud of this one. And this one is like, book 3 is a lot of bang for your buck. It's like 23 hours. It's so long. And, Jeff and Gary knocked it out of the park, as always.
Fantastic. And this is
great, right? I just love this series.
Big one too, right? How many hours are we looking at this?
Oh, wow.
23 and some change.
So and the first one's what, 13, 14?
Yeah, I don't remember what the other two were, but considerably shorter.
Yeah,
this one is.
It seems like there's going to be at least 40 hours in the whole series. So go ahead and check it out, guys. It's on Audible exclusively. Books 1 and 2 are available now.
Mm-hmm.
The pre-order for book 3 opens tomorrow.
And this is in partnership.
No, on the 21st. So Friday.
On the 21st.
This series is in partnership with our friends over at Athon.
That's correct.
Athon Books. Yeah. Cool guys. So back to Magical Girl Crystal Genocide by Raven's Dagger. It's good. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you very much. Because that was totally missed. This is I've prepared a little sample for you guys. And it was
get back
animated.
to the Magical Girl graphic.
The cover art.
For fuck's sake, I didn't mean
Magical
to
Girl. Beautiful Magical Girl art.
That's a good cover.
So you guys, if you want to wait and see or hear what you can expect with this book, next Wednesday we're going to be releasing a sample of. It's the prologue. It's the full prologue of the book, and it'll give you the full premise. But what's really great about it, it's going to be on YouTube on our Clip channel. Subscribe to our Clip channel, please.
Soundbooth Theater.
It is animated by a very talented pixel artist named Ernest Rivera, and he it's about 8 minutes, and he animated the whole thing in a really creative way. And I'm excited for you guys to see how he brought it to life. In a way that I thought was really, really cool. So that's something to look forward to and learn a bit more about this series. Any more news from anybody? News?
No
more news.
No more news.
I think it might be time to bring out James Osiris Baldwin. It's James Osiris Baldwin. Let's go.
Can you hear me okay?
Osiris Baldwin.
Yep.
I don't know if you can hear me okay.
We hear you.
I can hear you,
Loud
okay.
and clear, James. How you doing, man?
You know, busy, very, very busy right now.
Oh yeah.
Just about to finish my next book, which is not Archemi 7, but just about to finish it. And then, I've been working on the Dungeon Crawler Carl audio immersion tunnel.
Yes.
Season 2 and now season 3. We're working on the script for that. So, my days have literally been like get up in the morning, go to the gym, push a bunch of metal around, come back, work on book, work on DCC, go to bed. Like. That's been my week. And I really wish I had known that I could have had my books at your table at Planet City Comic Con, Jeff. You didn't tell me.
Well, I didn't know you were wanting to come. So next time, just remember, we're your back, man. We
I
are
could
your.
crash your table. I could just rock up there with a stack of books and be like,
Yeah, just be a little book barnacle on our great SBT ship.
Goose barnacle.
Yeah, I would love to have you. So
Go ahead and crash that clamboree.
yeah.
Oh,
Nice. Already in use. All right.
Well, we have you on today to discuss a couple new releases that one of them just came out yesterday. Obviously, I mentioned it, Fugitive Status, and we've got another one that is in the wings. It's pretty much ready to go, and we'll touch on that as well. That's I Am Legion, Brute Force, also with our friends over at Athon. But you have indeed been busy. How many series do you have active right now?
So only 2. Right now I have I Am Legion, like the Brute Force is the series. I Am Legion is the first book in that series. And Archemi are my only 2 active series. I'm writing the book I'm just about to finish, The Black Garden, is it is a new series, but it's not being released for some time. It may not even be released as a novel, except to patrons. Because the intention for the series that The Black Garden is a part of is that it will be produced in graphic novel. In the meantime, I'm teaching myself how to draw comics. And I'm basically going to be writing that book and the rest of the Void Hunter books probably as graphic novels in the future, but that's not until like 2 years from now. So in terms of like active series that I'm publishing, Archemi and Brute Force are the 2.
And that, speaking of art, I think right behind you, we have a map of
that's the Archemi, right? There's cool. 2 of them. There's the framed one, and then there's the one that I scribble all over. And Minjun, the protagonist of The Black Garden, is the potty up next to the map.
Oh, there you go. Yes. So, Archemi Online. This is a series. This was one of my first series with Soundbooth.
That's right.
And I was really excited that Jeff entrusted me with it, and James, you entrusted me with it, and it's really interesting. It feels cool looking back and seeing just how far we have come in, what was that, 8 years ago that you wrote that? 7 years ago?
I wrote it in 2017 and it was published in February 2018.
Right. A lot has happened since then. And first of all, what was that?
I said a lot has happened to me in that time. I've had a pretty intense few years. Let's say that.
Well, definitely. One of the things that I think about is that period was kind of the beginning of LitRPG. No, like was that? Would you say that was like Archemi or Dragon Seed? Second wave.
Yeah, I would say it was when LitRPG really started picking up steam.
Yeah.
Like and
like
not just
wave. Yeah, like first wave was like Blaze Corvin, I think, writing really early. Travis Bagwell, Luke Chimolenko, like they were sort of like the big first breakouts, and James Hunter. Decorated crowd a little bit, yeah. But I was sort of in like the second wave just after them when they had already had like a couple of established series. That was when I broke in.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel like Archemi? This is getting right into it, but how do you feel like compares to, or how do you feel like it fits within the genre now, 8 years later? How do you feel like the genre has changed?
God, so the genre has changed a huge amount. I think when it started, it was very like MMORPG focused. It was a lot of like people going into virtual worlds, sort of like Sword Art Online type stories, and it's really heavily shifted toward either like alt universe, so like mechanics where the game rules and the system comes to Earth, or a sort of post-apocalyptic thing. Like it's much more like Portal fantasy, I think, almost than what I think of as lit RPG from like when I first started writing. I keep being told by people that MMO and like virtual reality lit RPG no longer sells.
Is what, sorry? Is it's on its way out, you say?
Yeah. I keep hearing that from people, but like I still look at my numbers in terms of like people following my Amazon page and stuff, and it's like, like maybe I'm like one of the last men standing in that regard.
Well, why do you have any reasons why do you prefer writing in virtual reality, or do you ever see yourself like moving into more inner world system?
I significantly prefer writing virtual reality because I love the flexibility of having the AI and cyberpunk meta narrative that is a strong part of both Archemi and I Am Legion. I really like the tension between the real world and the virtual world. I don't think it's as satisfying if you know that the virtual world is a game. I think it has to be a fairly serious premise to really be satisfying. But I'm actually I've studied to a postgraduate level. I have a postgraduate degree, and my thesis in literature was on cyberpunk, and specifically posthumanism and transhumanism in cyberpunk. It was a very niche theme at the time. I probably tried to think it up, but yeah. So like I've been ever since I was like in my late teens, early 20s. I've been really fascinated by the intersection of like human consciousness and technology, and that's where I like to write in the lit RPG space. So yeah, I do kind of feel like I'm one of the last holdouts in that regard. I don't think there's a lot of people writing VR MMO type stuff now.
Right.
But for me, like the relationship between the characters and the system is it's a technological one. It's not so much like a fantasy one. Which is why I think I'm also leaning into writing into the sci-fi space as well now.
Yeah.
Which is what Red Hunter's going to be all about. Because I do definitely prefer that kind of sci-fi or cyberpunk like slant on the genre than the pure fantasy, like you step through a magic door and you end up in a world where you're a god with this superpower, and you get all the pussy, and you get all the powers, and you get all the levels, and that's not really what I like to write. So
well, you mentioned AI and you wrote it 8 years ago, obviously before knowing exactly when the events of literally the past couple of years was going to take place. But yeah, here we are 8 years later, and at the top of every I scroll through my news feed, and pretty much every other article is AI related. How do you feel like Archemi and what you wrote, how do you feel like it has how does it connect with the zeitgeist now?
So it's kind of been terrifyingly prescient. It's now a community meme on my server that I keep accidentally predicting the future with Archemi.
Like The Simpsons.
Yeah, so one of the things, like in the first or second book, I can't remember which one it is, but you learn that the AI system that informs the whole like structure of Archemi, Uros. Uros was originally developed as a military application, and this is actually something that historically has happened. Like microwaves, for example, right? Just microwaves that we have in our kitchen. They were originally military technology, and when you have a big war and there's a lot of like technological development in that war, once the war is over, or as the war sort of keeps dragging on, what happens is that those military technologies become civilian applications. People find ways of adapting them to civilian use, like microwave, for example.
Right.
GPS is another one, satellite GPS. So what has happened in Archemi is that there's a war, a near future war going on, and the AI is adapted from a military AI that was specifically designed to control multiple aircraft and multiple like drones within a swarm. That's how it can facilitate all of these NPCs, because it's basically capable of splitting itself into different operational cells that are all independent, but they can also like work together as a swarm. And that has literally happened.
Like a hive mind.
Yeah, that is literally happening. They're literally developing that technology like right now.
That's fun.
Military. So yeah, like it's been wild to actually watch just how much of this, like the technology that I sort of wrote about potentially happening in like the first 3 books, which were all written before 2020. So much of that has come true, and like the geopolitics of the real world, which is another reason I like to write VR stuff, actually, is because I like also having the real world politics as sort of a background to the story. But yeah, like the actual geopolitics of the real Earth in Archemi is frighteningly close to what's happening now. Frighteningly close.
And not too many spoilers, but there is talk about deepfakes in
deepfakes is a big part of why. And like Hector actually tells that story to Karolti when she asks him about the war. One of the things he mentioned is deepfakes, and I wrote Fugitive Status literally, I think, like 6 months or so before deepfakes became viable. It was literally like within months of me having written it that we suddenly got the ability to do that. And it was just it's been really crazy to watch just how much of it has come true. So I'm a little nervous now.
Yeah, can you start writing like Justin Thomas James colors of the world?
On the Discord server, every now and then someone will like post an article, like a news article, or like a like a tech mag piece, and then they have like some memes that is basically like, James, please stop predicting the future, like because it keeps happening. The drone swarm one was actually really big for me because I wasn't even sure that was going to be possible, that they would actually have autonomous AI capable of flying like multiple unmanned aircraft in a combat situation. I wasn't actually sure that was something we could accomplish. Well, the Ukraine war has changed that, and the drone warfare in particular is just it's increasing exponentially in terms of the sophistication of it. And I watched a news article just like 2-3 days ago about that they're actually actively developing this technology to be able to field large swarms of autonomous aircraft, and it's basically operated by an Uros. The system, like it's like the proto Uros. It's literally what I was writing about.
So it's either that Archemi is prescient, or some like very powerful people with a lot of money are Archemi fans.
Yeah,
right.
One or the other.
Also possible.
More likely.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea too. It's actually very chilling, like listening to Fugitive Status, and I've listened to it probably no less than 200 times. Like working on cinematic audio, it's like again and again and again. And that like story of the total war and what that backstory is very chilling to listen to. And I invite you guys, like, if anybody goes and listens to it, share your thoughts. Let us know in the Soundbooth Theater Discord or James's Discord, like how you react to it, because it's just like, oh yeah, that happened and that happened. And James, you mentioned in the genre as well, the sort of apocalyptic sort of settings, and of course Archemi is kind of the Noah's Ark for consciousness in the real world and during the apocalypse. And this was several years ago now, but of course that end of the world was ushered in by nuclear fallout and stuff, but also a virus. Talk about that.
I've had a number of negative reviews accusing me of exploiting COVID, like using COVID as a plot point. But I actually wrote that book like 3 years before COVID.
Right. Yeah. Like, it doesn't take a genius to look at some dates.
Yeah. It just so happens that the events of Dragonseed kick off with a respiratory pandemic. And I wrote that in 2017. So, yeah, I've had a couple people be like, why are you using COVID in a book? Everything's going to be political. It's like, no, mate, I literally just, I didn't know. But yeah, so I wouldn't call Archemi post-apocalyptic, and that's in part because there is actually a fairly extensive storyline that happens after Archemi in the real world of Hector's birth. That I haven't written yet, but that is a future project, and Void Hunter will be intersecting with that. I have like this, I don't have it on my wall behind me, but I have like a virtual desktop thing that has like this completely psychopathic giant mind map of the way in which all of the stories are connected.
The Baldwin-verse.
Yeah, it's like a big. It looks like a wacky. It's like one of those wacky villain master plans. It shows the intersections between Archemi Online, the Lilium story, which is what will happen in Hector's world, adjacent to and then in the future, and then Void Hunter, which intersects in ways that I won't spoil right now.
Right.
Yeah, it's like there's this whole like completely schizo giant map. It looks like a big conspiracy theory map or something.
Will we get to see it one day, or is it for patrons only?
I actually haven't even shown it to them. I've shown it to my Discord server fans briefly, and I haven't shown them any details. I've just shown them like the distant view so that they could see the general structure of it. But, gotten an explanation of what it is or what each of the branches is or whatever.
And oh yeah, where's that echo coming from? Hello. Okay, now it's gone.
Yeah.
God
solved our problems.
He always does.
Thanks, God.
Thanks, God.
God, stop glitching.
It's quiet now. So we're working on Archemi. You're working on book 7 as well, and I mean, without any spoilers, what has been something that you've been excited about for getting back into Archemi and revisiting the series? What are you excited about the arc of 7?
So I've been studying a lot of small group and large campaign military tactics for Archemi 7. Obviously, the further we go into the series, the more the war takes focus. I'm really interested in how it's going to expand on. There's going to be like more Starborn, more player characters who appear because they're starting. The community of people that have been uploaded to Archemi are starting to pick sides in the conflict. So it's going to be interesting seeing how that evolves and like how Hector deals with it. He's a little bit iffy about other players.
Well, that's interesting because when it's a real player I imagine like then you're not just, you know, getting conflict within the world. You've also got this like real world kind of,
Right.
you know, they've got an understanding of the real world and they're, you know, making their decisions even within the context of that.
And because in Archemi, so in Hector's real world, in Earth, in Archemi, Australia was on the side of the war that America was not. So there's quite a few players who will just learn that, you know, Hector hangs out with an Australian woman, and that's like enough for them to be like, oh, you're the bad guy, you know. So he kind of has to potentially like deal with some of that, you know, like there's going to be quite a significant, you know, escalation in the major conflict that informs the series in book 7. And then book 8, even more so. And then, I won't say anything about book 9. But yeah, the next 3 books in that series are my next priority. I needed to get the Black Garden out of my system just because I needed it. But yeah, like Archemi 7, I'm starting to get into it. I'm also teaching myself Mongolian throat singing, which isn't entirely directly related, but I've been like listening to a lot of Mongolian music in preparation for writing.
Oh, and I mean, like, you know, this is one of the few lit RPGs with a soundtrack. So are you going to teach me?
I can. I'm not very good.
Can you teach me right now?
No.
Okay. All right. We'll save it for a future stream. What was that, Ryan? Ryan, you're muted. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I just said Jeff's
We missed all that
got
throat
it.
singing, Ryan. Sorry.
Wow, that's
pretty good. Is that God?
I can do it better. I
think that offended God.
I sound like Cookie Monster.
No, honey, of all the things I have done in my life, that is the least of the God
things that have offended.
God offended.
Right on. Well, James, before we move on from Archemi, when are you writing a short for Vash?
Ooh.
I might.
You should ask him as Vash.
Yeah, when are we going to get a story for me, motherfucker? Come on.
I kind of feel like Vash got his like spotlight in book 5 though. Like he got a lot in book 5.
That's true. That's true.
We can get an origin stories. I would like to know like exactly how he got into the situation that he finds himself in Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be good. So you mentioned the audio immersion tunnel, which I'm sure many people here in the audience are curious to hear about. I have had a lot of crazy things happening over the last month, so I haven't been as engaged in the script process as I would like. But you and Ben Wolf are hacking away at this thing. You're pretty much done with season 2, right?
Yeah, we're done. We've wrapped up season 2. So as far as I know, the season 2 script is now finalized, and it's basically ready to be loaded when you folks are ready to record it. Right now, we're just in the early stages of season 3. Book 3 is a long and complex book. I would say it's one of the more technical books I have ever worked on as an editor, certainly as a scriptwriter. Basically because Matt, in his infinite wisdom, decided to set the entire novel inside a giant train network. And so, yeah, we're having to kind of figure out how to cinematize repeated trains of many different flavors, sizes, sounds, and potentially languages. And it is very challenging, but it has also been quite fun to do. I actually have the manuscript up on my screen right now. So
nice. Oh, very nice.
I'm about halfway through uploading it, and then we're going to be recording the son of a bitch.
Yeah, I remember you told me that you had collected a series of different what would you call them? The public service announcements on the trains?
Yeah, so there's actually, like, when you go on that sheet, you're going to see a tab, useful links and rail tracking, and I've given you roughly 20 different train references.
Hell yeah.
Because I actually have traveled the world mostly by train. I spent a long time as a digital nomad traveling around Europe and Asia. And so I actually got to experience a lot of different trains in a lot of different countries. And I know that they sound different and that they have different jingles and they have different kinds of, like, announcements and things. So I've actually I've provided some of that for you guys to listen to so that you can either make SFX or you can, find a way to extract them or whatever. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been challenging. Fortunately, there's a lot of really good train sound references available online.
People love their trains.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty important for the book because the Iron Tangle is so intentionally confusing that the way that you kind of help people navigate through the story in an audio fashion is to sort of distinguish the train lines a little bit.
Right.
And so obviously, like, a locomotive sounds very different from a maglev, which sounds very different from a New York passenger train. So yeah, in writing the script, fortunately, I have experienced all of those in real life, so I can kind of point out, like, what it's going to sound like. There's some very distinctive, like, braking sounds that some trains have, but other trains don't. So yeah, you got the train nerd.
Yeah, no kidding. You've basically untangled the iron tangle at this point.
I feel like if I was in the dungeon crawler world universe, that would be the level I would be most likely to survive. Just because.
That's a great question, actually.
What?
If you were
in
a, like, if you were to survive one of which DCC floor would you
most likely survive?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be going down into it with an army of cats, so that automatically gives me an advantage.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So, what do you think is the most challenging thing about adapting DCC to audio, to a purely audio format?
Making sure that I get the style guide right, honestly. The actual, like, functional parts of it have been harder than the script itself for me. But I don't know, like, I sort of naturally, I have a strong, like, visual brain as well as a writer brain because I am an artist as well as an author. So for me, like, I read it and it just sort of plays out like a movie in my head a lot of the time. And I just sort of write down, like, where I see, doors opening or trains arriving or people getting squished or whatever, Yeah, honestly, just Excel. Working with Excel is the hardest part. Like, oh god, I pressed something and now the whole sheet's fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's got, like, and this thing is like 7,000 rows. It's
right.
Yeah.
So
I love Excel too.
We have one wizard in SBT that is incredible with Excel. Nick,
Nick
Legrand, and he receives plenty of messages from me.
I
fucked the Excel. Help me! I don't know what I did.
Bless him.
Yeah, he's so patient.
Yeah. Nick has saved me a couple of times on a project.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I do the thing? And he's like, here you go, just here's a script, just put the formula in. I'm like, okay.
Is there a non-spoiler way for you to talk about season 2 and the things that we're exploring in that season?
Okay, what can I say about season 2? I had a lot of fun with season 2 because I got to write a lot of bonus content, and I specifically got to write one of the side stories of season 2. It's about the city elves. I'm not gonna give any details, but basically I got told, we want to flesh out the City Elves storyline, and I basically got to have a lot of creative freedom with how I did that. So, yeah, I really enjoyed writing that arc. It's really silly. I think it's funny. It's apparently funny enough that when I showed it to Jeff and Matt, they wanted to open season 2 with the very first episode of that side story. So,
hell yeah!
Yeah, when you open season 2, that's the first thing you're going to hear is that City Elf side story, or part of it. There's different parts of it all the way up until the climactic moment, shall we say?
Yes,
but yeah, that was definitely like my highlight. And also, like when I first started writing, I actually cut my teeth as an author, as a writer, like a professional writer, on radio ads. That was the very first thing I did for money. So I used to write those like super annoying but catchy radio jingles for like caravan parks, or like car dealerships and things like that. So if you've heard like a couple of those like car dealership jingles or like Ford truck jingles, I might have actually written one of them.
Amazing.
Well, I'm glad you got to.
I also used to write like tune sort of like musical mnemonics for first aid training. So yeah, like it actually really helps. So one of them was for like stroke. What to do if somebody has a stroke. It's the FAST acronym. I used to do like jingles and little like brochures and things for that. So yeah, doing DCC, I helped write some of the ads, and that definitely felt like going back in time a little bit for me. Because
could you do it? Did you do the FAST acronym song? Just it may save a life.
I can't remember it.
Well, I guess it wasn't that good of a fucking jingle.
20 years ago.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I can tell you that you can sing the first 30 elements of the periodic table to the tune of 10 Little Indians.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I still remember that.
Hydrogen.
That would have been helpful in the 10th grade.
Yeah, you can go hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluoride, neon, sodium, magnesium, melanium, silicon, phosphorus, and sulfur. There you go, all 30.
Wow.
So if you actually get into that whole tune.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was 30.
Yep.
Did it.
This is very fast.
Cool.
Right on. Well, I'm really excited to get started on production of that one. We got a couple audiobooks that I need to get through first before I can start production on DCC, but we have a really great start. We have the covers already done for all of season 2 as well.
Yeah, those look great. Really good.
Yeah, Dave Law was very hard at work at those. I think they're gonna they fit the tone really well.
He killed those covers. They're really good.
Yeah, and super excited that you're the one, with Ben working on this series. So
I think you're gonna have fun with some of the notes that I've put in. Like, am I allowed to like talk about book 3 at all? Like,
sure, yeah.
Because there's one train line that's called the Dismemberment Limited, and Matt writes about it, and like he was writing the description for it, where it says the train was almost silent as it pulled into the station. The sleek white train's first car was at a steep angle and aerodynamic shaped, followed only by 2 additional cars. The entire front cockpit was like the cockpit of a B-17 Chinturret, and I immediately knew he was talking about a Chinese maglev train. So that's the kind of experience that I've had. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a Chinese train. Maybe Japanese, but probably Chinese, because those are the kinds of trains that they run through like Shanghai and stuff. So I was like, well, if you want like a dual, one of the ways that we could potentially do, distinguishing different lines is by having the station announcements or the train car announcements either be in a foreign language or bilingual. So I wrote you a little Chinese announcement for that you can translate. Nice. It basically translates to like, this now arriving, Dismemberment Limited. Right. You are definitely going to die if you get on this train. Please reconsider your life choices, is what it says in many.
Nice. Yeah, if you have that written, we can just hire a Chinese actor.
Yeah.
So, or some an actor who knows Chinese. can speak it. One more thing. I guess I'll spoil a little bit about season 3 just to get people a little bit more hyped. Ahmed, aka God, has been working with somebody who's knows Unreal. I think it's Unreal, right, God?
Mm-hmm.
Unreal Engine, yeah.
Unreal Engine.
Yeah, the Unreal Engine.
Yup.
Okay. And we're looking at building sets, building sound stages within Unreal, so that the action scenes or certain important scenes will actually be staged and we can actually hear the direction of things. And that's something we're really excited to be working on season 3 for, because we will have the trains, there will be lots of movement, and you're going to be able to hear that. We may make people throw up. It's my dream. It's my dream.
I'm pretty sure you did that with Yogurt. Didn't you do that with book 7?
I don't think anyone threw up from that, and except maybe Sin.
That's someone.
Yeah, that's not enough. That's not enough.
That's not enough.
It's too easy. Sorry, Sin. It's too easy. But yeah, so watch out for more news on this, guys. She said she almost did. But yeah, we're really excited to get these next 2 seasons out. Thank you, James, for helping us with that. Thank you for writing Fugitive Status. So if you guys haven't already, go pick it up. It is on our app.
And if you have read Archemi and you wanted to know more about like the origins of the Second Total War and like stuff that Hector was dealing with outside of Archemi, he actually like tells that as a story to Karolti. You actually get some insight into like the real world stuff that was happening before he went to Archemi in this book. It's not just a fluff piece. It is actually like it does still build.
There's good lore and content. James, we are getting ready to move into the next segment, but before we go, where can people stay updated on everything that you're doing with whether it's Blackguard
right now? And I should actually tell you guys. So Patreon is like probably the best place. I'm kind of using Patreon as my newsletter as well as releasing things for paid members. So free members are actually getting a lot of content right now on my Patreon. I'm actually publishing the entirety of the Black Garden, like the whole novel, on Patreon for free, so you can be a free member and read it. The Black Garden is not LitRPG. It is queer science fiction or science fantasy. It is a lot of fun. I have been having a blast writing it. A lot of the Archemi fans are enjoying it as well, even though it's not LitRPG. It is adjacent to Archemi in some aspects. There are, like I said, there's eventually a crossover that happens. So yeah, it's probably Patreon and Discord are like the 2 biggest places to find me.
And your newsletter.
And my newsletter, yes. And I believe that if you subscribe to Patreon or to my newsletter,
there are benefits. Fugitive status related benefits.
Yes.
Who knows what they could be? The mystery is untold intentionally.
You get it for free, and but if you want a handy, you have to be in the Midwest. So
right.
I don't cross time zones for handies, okay? Yeah.
James, on that note, I want to thank you very much for coming on tonight and hanging out with us and just sharing your insight, your wisdom, and everything about what you're writing. This is all very exciting.
Bye, James. Thank you. We love
See you later, buddy.
All right.
Oh, what a gem.
Love
He's
James.
the most interesting man in the world.
Honestly, I was about to say, genuinely, every time that I've hung out with James, been in the same, space with him for more than 10 minutes, I learned something new every single time.
Yep.
It's very very awesome.
It's crazy, like how many lives he's lived.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And watching him, he was saying, like he's taught himself aspects of doing like the artistry for the graphic novel and stuff like that. And watching him on his
it looks
Facebook, I'm
good.
like, holy shit, it's amazing. It's like he has like the type of creative force that like if he centers that on anything, it's going to end up being better.
It's going to be good.
Like you could imagine. Yeah.
It's like he's got a good, like a strong inner creative eye.
Yep. Exactly. It's very, very cool. Very inspiring.
Yeah, we're lucky to have him.
Everybody check out all of James's shit. Very, very cool.
Yep.
Absolutely, and especially Fugitive Status. I want to listen to that tonight, honestly. All right, so we got one last segment when we have one more guest to bring onto the show.
Bring to the stage, Bill UnderBridge!
Our
time of the quarter.
Our champion troll poll nominator.
That's right.
Nominator? Is that?
Yeah.
Nominator. I nominate.
Yeah. So
what'd you bring us
got?
today?
Yeah.
So I brought you guys another chapter from my story, World Boss, Break the Narrative. This chapter is called The Narrators Are Fighting.
Okay.
All right.
The main character has walked into what is very clearly the setup for a horror movie, and rather than continue to bumble into that, he tries to talk to the intern to see if he can figure out what's about to happen.
Okay.
And that upsets several of the other narrators.
Okay, amazing.
I think we're gonna keep the script. We're gonna keep the script now, right, for the troll poll. So we can just full screen this.
Or we can get rid of it. They want to see our pretty faces. Come on now.
What do you guys? You want
we can keep it.
See the script?
I got to do both because that's I guess we can full screen it, but
okay.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm looking at my own script.
How many characters we got?
Full screen.
We got Doug, the perspective character. Then there's Denise, the intern. Celeste is a friend of Doug's. Then there's Lindsay, who is trying to kill everyone except for her. We also have Wilson, who is Doug's actual narrator. Grace, who is his enemy. And Brandon, who is not good at what he does.
Okay. Let's start handing these roles out. How many of them were female? Denise,
Denise,
Celeste,
Lindsay, Grace, Celeste, and actually there is Marge at the end there.
Marge at the end. I call Marge.
Okay.
Fierce.
Good call. Good call.
Annie, what other females you want?
Grace, Celeste.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones I remember.
Denise.
No.
Denise.
There's Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Lindsay's fun. She's always angry.
Okay,
Lindsay.
I'll take Lindsay. Okay.
Okay, that's
So-
3. Let's try not to load up too many because there's so many we need to remember them.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't need all 3, but I can take all 3.
You're taking all 3. All right.
Grace, Celeste, and Lindsay.
Okay. I'll be the main
get-
character, the narrator.
What's your plan, Ryan? What are you thinking?
I was gonna say, let's get everybody in the comments to start coming up with some.
No, we gotta pick our characters first.
Sure, but like, let's get the ideas percolating because it usually takes them 10 minutes.
Yeah.
and then
Voices,
Right.
voice ideas.
Yeah.
Any types of
characters,
casts of characters you want us
dialects.
to do. Yeah,
Whatever you want, guys.
yeah. Throw up some fun stuff for us.
Yep.
Different food that you're eating.
Main character is Doug.
Yep.
Okay. And then what are our other male characters? Doug.
We have Wilson, who is a narrator who is actively hunting everyone for sport, and Brandon, who is just bad at everything he does.
Okay. Which one do you guys want?
I can do Wilson.
Okay. You're my narrator. And then you are Brandon, and you suck at everything.
I'm Brandon, and I suck at everything. Is that 2 characters?
No, that's
That's just Brandon.
that's one
Who's
character.
Denise? Who's playing Denise?
You're Denise.
I think.
Unless
I'm Grace, Lindsay, and Celeste.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right. Somebody else.
I'll
is
be
Denise.
Denise.
you be Denise.
Yeah,
D nice maybe. It could be D
D-nice.
nice.
yeah.
Yep. It's all
All right. Any more females that haven't been claimed?
crystals. No.
I think
Just
that's
kidding.
everyone.
That's everyone.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we should be good. All right. What do we got in the chat?
Brandon, I suck at everything.
So I narrate for you. Is that
1920
correct?
Newsboy.
Newsboy.
Yeah, you are my narrator. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work out, but we'll figure it out. Extra.
I'll just narrate your bits, and then you can come in with your lines. Does that make
no, I don't
correct,
think that's
Bill?
how. Like Wilson is a character who is my narrator.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
I'm
your
a
narrator.
moron.
He's not the narrator. He is. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That will make sense, I'm sure.
So we only have Beach Bum, 1920s newsboy, dude that just got kicked in the nuts.
Yes, dude, the dude got kicked in the nuts. I
Uh,
feel like can Lindsay do that? I feel like
Wilson from Home Improvement.
Oh,
Fort Wilson.
Fort
Wilson.
Oh, hey there, neighbor.
For
I don't
Yeah.
remember. Is that like that?
Fort Wilson. Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's about right.
Or Wilson.
Jesse Pinkman.
Jesse Pinkman.
Science, bitch.
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. White.
Mr. White. Someone that probably forgot their Hot Pockets in the oven. Angry Karen. I kind of want to do Beach Bum for the main character.
Okay.
Cool.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. All right, so we got to assign these to our characters.
Bill Nye the Science Guy can suck Beekman's dick.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So I picked.
Cartman.
Okay.
How about I take the Angry Karen for who's the Marge?
For Marge.
Yeah.
Marge.
I don't know Kim Possible well enough.
That'll work.
That rat from Beekman's World.
Yes, the rat.
Annie, you're taking a rat then.
Shit, I don't remember what he sounded like.
Do some research. Hurry.
I think I could probably dig deep for dude that got kicked in the nuts.
The
Okay.
rat from Beekman's World.
And you suck at everything.
And I suck
You
at
are
everything.
Yeah.
Should I just do my lines as if I'm sucking?
Yeah, do that.
I'm not even drunk.
Okay.
All right.
What else we got? Gustavo, Kim Possible, Carmen. Who's Carmen? Carmen San Diego?
Just
Or
Carmen. No.
Maybe Cartman from
Oh, Cartman. I see.
maybe. Yeah,
UHF guest.
Oh, that guy! Yeah. You just call me Mr. Butterfingers. Yeah, that guy's good. Emo Phillips.
You should be a female voice artist that hasn't listened to the Lord of the Rings yet, or hasn't seen Lord of the Rings yet. That's what one of the. You just be yourself, Annie.
Yeah. That's
Cool,
like
it's fine.
literally. That's literally.
That's everybody, or like
This is comically the most entries we have ever gotten. You're
Yeah.
just like going through them. We're just going
Definitely.
through them for the rest of the.
Yeah, we're not even actually going to read the script. We're just going to
Okay.
go
Okay.
over every.
So what do we got? What do we got? Everyone got all their voices for everybody.
yeah. And is narrator playing it straight?
Narrator is
Is
me. So I'm gonna be Beach Bum.
Beach Bum. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, I just know the only one I am is the rat from Beekman's World. What's
Okay, you need to
You
pick
need
two
more.
more.
You need two more.
How about a female voice artist that hasn't seen Lord of the Rings yet?
Okay,
I
okay.
think you could do that.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one more. You want to do Princess Donut?
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, Annie doing Princess Donut sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay. So which one is which?
Fuck.
You have Lindsay. You have
I think Lindsay should be Princess Donut.
okay.
Lindsay
Lindsay's
does-
the angry one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Celeste.
Celeste. That could be the rat from Beekman's World.
The rat from Beekman's
Perfect
World.
casting.
And then what is the other chick? Who is the other chick?
Fuck.
Woman who's never seen Lord of the Rings.
Right, but who is? What's your character's name?
Grace.
Grace has never seen Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Okay, we got this.
All right, Justin is.
I got mine. I got kicked in the nuts.
Kicked in the nuts.
This
Ryan?
one's a few pages long. Let's let's get to it. Oh, I do what I want. I haven't picked anything yet, but I'll get there and it'll be great.
I kind of want to change my character to Emo Phillips from the UHF movie.
Do it.
Okay.
Beach Bum.
Oh, Salad Fingers. Someone mentioned Salad Fingers. What was your?
Oh, I'll do that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Salad Fingers, and as which character? Yeah, you're Wilson from Home Improvement. Are you going to do Wilson?
No, I'm not doing that. No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Just,
So do him. Do Wilson as Salad Fingers.
Yes, I will.
Okay, and then you have one more person, the chick, Denise.
Yep, Denise. Yeah, that's gonna be Cartman. So.
Okay. Are we all cast? Is that everything?
I think we got it.
Let's do this.
All right.
I'm sorry, I can't remember who I am. I'm Lindsay Grace, and who else?
Lindsay, Grace, and Denise.
No,
I'm Denise.
Lindsay,
Denise,
Grace,
Celeste,
and Celeste.
Okay, Celeste is Celeste is the rat.
All right, that's all the time we have, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
That'd be a great troll poll. We just
Fuck. Okay,
that's the biggest troll of all.
Celeste is gonna be the one who hasn't. Yeah. Okay, that's the voice actor who doesn't know Lord of the Rings. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. Okay.
Beautiful.
Chapter 108.
Oh, it's gonna take forever.
The narrators are fighting. I'm gonna be a fast emo, Phillips.
Okay.
The tense instant stretched into a moment of quiet dread. From there, it became an awkward silence. Yeah, now was the time. I considered one last time and then said, Denise, can you come down here? I felt the telltale thrum of time stopping. Crystals of ice stayed suspended in the air and glimmered in the red light of the setting sun. It would have been pretty if we weren't standing in the dead husk of an abandoned town.
What's up, Doug?
Denise asked. She had appeared behind me. I have a few questions about this whole planned trip to the tower. I turned to face her. I waited a moment, and Celeste's eyes lit up. She blinked and looked back and forth between me and Denise. She nodded and checked a prompt.
This isn't eating my time.
Yeah.
I nodded and pressed on. Was that clusterfuck between the giants and the dragon our second fight?
Oh, Jesus Christ, Doug. There are rules about metagaming.
Denise exclaimed, blanding. She kept her tone calm, but quickly took a series of tiny steps. Her goal was to keep her distance from me, but also have a pew between her and Celeste.
Those rules prevent me from saying things like, you are going to be attacked tonight.
That's not helpful, I told her. I wasn't surprised a narrator was helping me.
It would be cheating if I could say things like,
Denise shrugged in a greatly exaggerated way, and when she spoke, her voice was overemphasizing every word.
You are going to be attacked tonight.
Celeste and I exchanged a look. I suspected we were kicking the hornet's nest. I was surprised that Denise would stick her neck out for me, though. This wasn't exactly a massive head start.
You bitch!
Lindsay yelled. In proud narrator tradition, she had appeared behind me. This meant she was outside on the steps leading up to the church. Lindsay tried to storm up to Denise, but I was still standing in the doorway. I didn't move for her. She tried to push past me, but she couldn't manage it. She glared at me. I gazed back at her, unconcerned. Lindsay blinked and then clipped through the wall before stomping up to Denise.
I should wring your scrawny bitch neck!
Threats aren't going to get you anything, Lindsay.
Denise said in a voice that shook only a little. She took a few steps back and continued.
I'm afraid.
I am no expert, but I sensed some fear of Lindsay and Denise. Also, if they fought, it would be Lindsay winning 10 out of 10 times, at least a physical fight. Denise could possibly hold her own in the arena of shit-weasel politics.
I don't have to threaten anything. Grace is going to gut you like a fish when she hears you told players they are going to be attacked tonight.
I chose sides. Denise wasn't my friend, but Lindsay was my enemy. Wait! I'm going to be attacked tonight? I asked loudly.
This is what Lindsay said.
Who's Celeste again?
Is that a narrator?
Female narrator that's never seen Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and she speeds through her lines because she doesn't get time for things like Lord of the Rings or.
That's what Lindsay said.
Clearly, yeah.
Celeste responded, matching my volume. Wilson.
That is unfortunate.
Wilson added. He had appeared sitting on the bench of the organ. He grinned at Lindsay, but his eyes had a cold, crocodile glint to them. He then played the dun 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 music sting on the organ.
Oh, you backbiting son of a bitch!
Lindsay growled.
Oh, you should stop talking.
Grace said flatly. She had appeared at the pulpit.
Her words to God's ears.
I forget who you're playing.
Salad fingers.
Salad fingers. Oh, that's right.
Be my salad
Oh, God, salad fingers.
I like it when the red water comes out.
Wilson proclaimed like a televangelist.
This is not amusing.
Grace said, eyeing me angrily.
This new Titan spawn is clearly a major source of narrative disruption.
That's bullshit.
Wilson argued.
We did your test, had a whole show with thunderbolts and lightning. Sure, that was very, very frightening, but nothing went wrong. Not one little blip in the system.
Real quick, salad fingers is a northerner.
What does that mean?
As in, use Yorkshire.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, and
Okay.
salad fingers. Okay.
Oh, was he real?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's because Marge wouldn't let any of the damage spells over into the goblins.
Lindsay complained. Wilson went very still, and he spoke with that emotionless monotone.
Funny how you keep doing things that jeopardize our narrative.
You're right. I can
We
hear
are
it now.
building to a bloody clash at the Demon's Tower. Two armies slaughtering each other. Yet, somehow you keep undermining my story.
Anger crept into his heart.
You force a premature meeting. You suggest irreparable damage to our attacking army. You break the metagame rules.
Your pet lickspittle did that.
Lindsay shouted, pointing at Denise.
Before you interrupted, I was handling the situation. No metagaming. We can review the transcripts. It will show Doug suspected nothing until you told him that was going to happen.
Denise said. She really tried to look hard-nosed, but flinched when Lindsay turned. That's true, I added. Lindsay didn't lash out at Denise. She shot me a look before turning to Grace.
This is a setup. You have to see that.
Grace.
Fuck, which one's Grace? Oh, no. Okay, if this is so obviously a setup, how did you fall into it?
Grace asked coldly. Her eyes weren't looking at any of us. Instead, she stared into a middle distance. I'm pretty sure she was reviewing the transcript. She frowned and shook her head.
Mental resistance is such a profound pain.
Oh, she's been under a lot of... pressure.
Brandon said. He appeared walking up the stairs leading to the church's basement. He jogged over to Lindsay.
What are you doing here?
Lindsay hissed.
Oh, just trying to help. Oh.
Brandon said quietly. He tried to put a hand on her shoulder, but Lindsay shrugged him off. Yes, yes. Fight, you blue bastards. I kept my mouth shut and shuffled a bit closer to Celeste.
Brandon, you only think you're helping because you are rock stupid. I don't give a shit about her situation.
Wilson said, shaking his head.
What about you, Grace? What about you?
Sorry. I only care for results.
Grace answered.
Lindsay needs to learn to take direction. What punishment do you want, Wilson?
Brandon and
Red
Lindsay
water.
froze. Denise stepped further away from them. She was dangerously close to sliding up to Celeste and me. Wilson considered. He tilted his head to one side. He pursed his lips. Leaned back on the bench.
Stop pretending to be a buffoon.
Grace said.
Fun hater.
Wilson grumbled. An orange traffic cone appeared in his hand, a piece of paper with the words, "Dumb bitch cheating loser," written on it.
Wear the hat.
Why?
Grace asked. She was suspicious of the clearly non-lethal outcome.
Because every second of every day she has to wear that hat so she will know.
Oh. Wilson turned to Lindsay.
That I made her wear. What? That I made her wear it. I can speak. That I can make her do what I want.
He turned back to Grace.
So will everyone that sees her wearing it.
His grin was full on shit-eating. All right, we're going to cut it there, guys. Wow, Bill, this one was really fun to do as all these different characters. Thank you so much. Dude, your story is so ridiculously meta.
Yes.
How did you... I'm pretty sure we asked you before, but for anyone who's not encountered your requests here with your writing, what the fuck? Where did this come out of your head? How did this happen?
I was looking at a lot of the lit RPG space, and one of the things I've noticed is a lot of these stories tend to have the concept of the power fantasy and somebody beating the system. And I went, well, what if the system was actively malevolent and then was actually run by other creatures for a purpose beyond just existing? A lot of lit RPGs will have the idea that the system's fair, but at the same time, have a protagonist who has God cheat mode on I win powers, which can be really funny. And I made the idea of what if the main character had a lot of power, but it wasn't ever able to help them do anything beyond survive, and all their goals were different, and then put them in opposition to the system and the people running it.
That's awesome.
These guys who are trying to control everything basically for entertainment. All of the suffering that exists within these lit RPG progression settings are just entertainment for some audience. And it gets some pretty good dark comedy to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I love the narrator's concept, and what is that about?
Well, so again, they're controlling the story of people's lives and the idea of a system that is entirely entitled. The problem with the character Wilson, he's actually good at what he does. And so you have Doug trying to basically overpower the entire thing while existing within it.
And I'm sure our performance here today really informed how you're going to continue writing this. Right?
So, I'll be honest here, I'm not entirely sure who Salad Fingers is, but he kind of fits the vibe.
Dude, you just look him up on YouTube.
It's
iconic.
It's a click hole you need to like get yourself in a dark room alone and just watch the Salad Fingers series. It's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Bill, where can people find this story? It's on Royal Road, is that right?
Yeah, I'm on Royal Road. I've actually just gotten done with 2 years of this on the 16th.
Oh wow!
Nice. Congrats.
Very cool. So what's your name on Royal Road?
Bill UnderBridge on Royal Road, and the story is World Boss Break the Narrative.
World Boss Break the Narrative. If you guys liked this, if this concept intrigues you,
tickled your fancy,
and if you like the feel of cereals on your salad fingers, you should definitely go check out World Boss Break the Narrative on Royal Road. Thank you so much, Bill, for requesting that and letting us.
Thank you, Bill.
And thank everybody out there for coming and hanging out with us while we did another Soundbooth Theater Live. You guys were excellent. Thank you, Baldwin, for joining us. And thank you to Ryan Reed and Annie Ellicott and Justin and God, who is our producer. GodMed.
And Rich. And Sin.
Yes. Everyone, go to the Clamboree. Have a good time.
Go into the Clamboree.